Good morning. And if you are over the age of 75, I want you to pause for just a moment and listen carefully, because what I am about to share with you may change the way you think about exercise, aging, and what your body is still capable of doing from this point forward. Most people over 75 have been told the same thing for years. Just keep walking, keep moving, take your daily steps. And let me be clear, walking is good. Walking is absolutely worth doing. But if walking is the only exercise you are relying on at this stage of life, there is a very good chance you are missing the one type of movement that may do even more to protect your strength, your balance, your mobility, your confidence, and your independence. That is what we are talking about today. My name is Dr. Owen Sterling, and I want to walk you through a topic that I believe is one of the most important conversations we can have about healthy aging after 75. Because after this age, the goal is no longer just to stay active in a general sense. The goal is to preserve function, to protect your ability to stand, climb, stabilize, recover, and move through life without fear. And there is one exercise in particular that may do that better than walking alone. It is simple. It is practical. It does not require a gym. It does not require being fit. And if done correctly, it can become one of the most powerful tools you have for staying capable in your later years. Now, before I reveal the number one exercise, I want to build this up the right way, because I want you to understand why this matters so much. I also want you to understand why so many adults over 75 feel like they are doing everything right, and yet still notice their legs getting weaker, their balance getting shakier, and daily tasks feeling harder than they used to. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. And if it does, I want you to stay with me, because by the end of this message, you will understand exactly what kind of movement your body may need most right now. Before we dive in, I would love to hear from you. In the comments, tell me your age and tell me whether walking is currently your main form of exercise, or if you already do any type of strength or balance training at all. I read those comments, and they help shape what I create for this community. Now let's get into it. We are going to count down from 5 to 1, and by the time we reach number 1, you will understand why this final exercise may be even better than walking for many adults over 75. Number 5 is standing calf raises. Now I know that may sound almost too simple, but do not underestimate simple movements, especially after 75. Your calf muscles do much more than people realize. They help support circulation. They help stabilize you when you are standing. They help you push off when you walk, and they play a quiet but important role in balance and endurance. When these muscles weaken, steps become smaller, fatigue arrives faster, and standing for even moderate periods can start to feel more tiring. That is why a basic movement like standing calf raises can still be valuable. Hold on to the back of a sturdy chair. Rise slowly onto your toes. Pause for a moment. Then lower back down with control. That is it. Simple, safe, and effective. It is not the most powerful exercise on this list, but it helps wake up lower leg strength and improve control in a way walking alone does not always fully address. Number 4 is seated or standing band rows. One of the most overlooked areas in older adults is the upper back. People think of aging as mostly a leg issue, but posture matters. Shoulder strength matters. The muscles that keep you upright matter. And when those muscles weaken, posture collapses. Breathing can feel shallower, balance becomes less efficient, and even confidence changes. That is why a pulling movement like a resistance band row can be so useful. It helps strengthen the upper back and shoulders, areas that walking barely trains. Sit or stand tall, hold the band, pull your elbows back, squeeze gently between your shoulder blades, and return slowly. That controlled motion can help restore the kind of posture that supports safer movement everywhere else in life. Number 3 is heel-to-toe balance walking. This one is important because balance does not maintain itself automatically forever. After 75, balance becomes something you have to train more intentionally. Walking helps, yes, But ordinary walking often becomes automatic, and automatic movement does not always challenge the balance system enough to improve it. Heel-to-toe walking changes that. Place one foot directly in front of the other, as if you are walking on a straight line. Move slowly. Stay controlled. Use a wall or hallway if needed for safety. This kind of movement gently challenges balance, coordination, and body awareness. And those are skills that become increasingly important with age, especially if your goal is to reduce fall risk and move with more confidence. Number 2 is slow step-ups or supported sit-to-stand practice. Now we are getting closer to the movement pattern that truly matters. Because one of the biggest predictors of independence later in life is not just whether you can walk, it is whether you can rise. Rise from a chair. Rise from a toilet. Rise from bed. Rise from a low seat. Rise without fear. Rise without needing both hands every single time. That ability matters enormously. A supported sit-to-stand or a low step-up begins training that pattern directly. It teaches your legs and hips to produce force. It challenges control. It starts restoring real-world strength. And this is where many adults over 75 begin to notice something important. Walking may keep them moving, but strength-based movement is what helps them move well. And now we come to number 1. The one exercise that may be even better than walking for many adults over 75. The answer is the chair squat, also known as the sit-to-stand. Yes, standing up from a chair and sitting back down with control may be one of the most powerful exercises you can do at this stage of life. And if that sounds simple, that is exactly the point. The best exercise after 75 is often not the flashiest one. It is the one that trains the exact physical abilities you need every single day. The chair squat works your thighs, your hips, your glutes, your core, and your balance all at the same time. It trains coordination. It trains lower body strength. It trains control under your own body weight. And perhaps most importantly, it directly mimics one of the most essential movements of daily living: getting up. Walking does not train that in the same way. Walking is excellent for circulation, mood, and general activity. But walking alone often does not provide enough challenge to preserve lower body strength in the way aging adults truly need. That is the difference. Walking helps maintain motion. The chair squat helps maintain function. And function is what protects independence. Let me explain why this matters so much after 75. At this age, the body naturally becomes less forgiving of muscle loss. A small drop in leg strength can create a surprisingly large drop in confidence. A little weakness in the hips or thighs can suddenly make stairs feel intimidating. A little instability when standing can make someone start reaching for furniture, avoiding outings, or limiting movement without even fully realizing it. And once movement becomes limited, the body often gets weaker even faster. That is the cycle we want to interrupt. The chair squat interrupts that cycle because it strengthens the exact muscles you need to live independently. It teaches your body how to control the transition from sitting to standing. It helps maintain the physical skill of getting up under your own power. And that is not a gym skill. That is a life skill. Here is how to do it. Sit in a sturdy chair. Place your feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart. Keep your chest lifted. Lean slightly forward from the hips. Press through your feet and stand up slowly. Once you are fully standing, pause for a moment. Then, lower yourself back down with control until you are seated again. That is one repetition. If needed, use your hands lightly on the armrests or on your thighs at first. There is absolutely no shame in that. Starting with assistance is still training. Starting gently is still progress. What matters is that you do it. Now, let me say something important to anyone listening who is thinking, Dr. Owen Sterling, I am too old for this, or my knees are not great, or I haven't exercised in years. Please hear me carefully. This is not about perfection. This is not about intensity. This is not about proving something. This is about preserving the abilities that make life livable. If your range is small, use a small range. If you need support, use support. If you can only do 3 repetitions, begin with 3. The power is not in doing a lot all at once. The power is in repeating the right movement consistently over time. That is where change happens. And that is why the chair squat may be even better than walking for many adults over 75. Because it gives your muscles a reason to stay strong. It gives your brain and body a chance to rehearse a critical daily movement. And it helps protect something that becomes more valuable every single year: your ability to do things for yourself. Now, to be clear, I am not telling you to stop walking. Walking still matters. Walking is still wonderful. It helps your heart. It helps your mood. It helps your circulation. It helps keep you engaged with life. But if walking is the foundation, the chair squat may be the missing pillar. Walking plus strength is far more powerful than walking alone. That is the real message here. If you want a simple place to begin, start with 5 controlled sit-to-stands from a sturdy chair once a day, or at least several times a week. If 5 is too much, do 3. If 3 is easy, gradually work toward 8 or 10. Move slowly, stay controlled, and stop if you feel sharp pain. Always speak with your doctor or physical therapist before starting a new routine if you have significant joint pain, recent surgery, dizziness, or any serious medical condition. Your safety comes first. But do not assume that age alone means you should avoid challenge. The right challenge is often exactly what the body needs. I also want to speak to the emotional side of this, because it matters more than people admit. When people lose strength, they do not just lose muscle. They often lose confidence. They begin second-guessing ordinary movements. They start becoming more cautious, more limited, more dependent. And over time, life can quietly become smaller. Strength pushes back against that. The ability to rise from a chair with confidence is not just physical, it is psychological. It reminds you that your body is still capable, that you are still trainable, that improvement is still possible, that you are not done. That matters deeply. Before we finish, if this message is helping you, I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like, because this kind of information can genuinely help older adults protect their mobility, confidence, and independence. And if you know someone over 75 who thinks walking is enough all by itself, share this with them. It may change the way they care for their body from this day forward. So let me leave you with this. If you are over 75, walking is good. But if you want to protect your next decade, do not stop there. Train the movement of rising. Train the strength of standing. Train the muscles that keep you independent. Because in many cases, the exercise that may be even better than walking is not more walking. It is the simple, powerful act of standing up from a chair and sitting back down with control. I'm Dr. Owen Sterling, and I want you to remember this. You are not too old to get stronger. You are not too late to improve. Your body still responds to what you ask of it. Ask it for strength. Ask it for balance. Ask it for function. And then give it the right movement to build those things back, one repetition at a time.